Welcome back to Ultra Prime Selections, www.ultraprimeselectionsinc.com, your trusted source for all things survival, preparedness, and self-reliance. In a world full of uncertainties, being prepared isn't just a choice, it's a necessity. Today we're diving into 3 critical topics that every prepper and survivalist should know. Stick around to the end because we'll reveal exciting news about an upcoming video exploring a major mystery that could redefine how we see global security. Let's begin. Picture this: a sunny afternoon, kids playing in the park, the smell of burgers on the barbecue. Families are laughing, children are running around, and the air is filled with joy and the scent of grilled food. It's one of those perfect days where everything seems just right and everyone is having a great time. Suddenly the sky goes dark. Dark clouds start to gather and an eerie silence falls over the park. The once bright and cheerful atmosphere changes in an instant and people begin to look up concerned. Wind howls through the trees, the wind picks up speed, rustling leaves and bending branches. It feels like nature itself is warning everyone to take cover. The temperature drops and the wind becomes almost deafening. A big storm out of nowhere hits the families in the park. People scramble to gather their belongings, children cry out in fear, and parents rush to find shelter. The once peaceful park is now a scene of chaos and urgency. This isn't a movie, it's real life for a lot of folks. These sudden and violent storms are a harsh reality for many, catching them off guard and unprepared. The impact is immediate and devastating. In 2017, Hurricane Harvey smashed through Texas, leaving a huge mess. The hurricane brought unprecedented rainfall, causing massive flooding and destruction. Entire neighborhoods were submerged and the damage was beyond comprehension. Thousands of people lost their homes, caught totally off guard. Families were displaced, their lives turned upside down in a matter of hours. The emotional and physical toll was immense and the recovery process was long and arduous. Disasters don't pick and choose, they affect everyone regardless of background, age or status. Communities come together in times of crisis, but the initial shock and loss are felt deeply by all. They can happen to anyone, anywhere, anytime. Natural disasters are unpredictable and can strike without warning. It's a stark reminder of the power of nature and the vulnerability of human life. We think it won't happen to us, right? It's easy to believe that disasters are something that happens to other people in other places, but the truth is no one is immune. Complacency can be dangerous, but the best time to get ready isn't in the middle of the storm, it's way before it even starts. Preparation is key. Having a plan, knowing what to do, and being ready can make all the difference. It's about being proactive, not reactive, to ensure the safety and well-being of our loved ones. We go about our days feeling safe at home, but history is full of stories about normal days turned upside down. Earthquakes, floods, fires, they don't care about our plans. Thinking we're always safe can be a problem. If we don't see that bad things can happen, we don't get ready. We can't stop disasters, but we can get ready for them. By planning ahead, we give ourselves and our families the info and tools we need to handle tough times. Getting ready for disasters isn't about being scared, it's about taking care of ourselves. This guide will show you how to prepare for emergencies. We'll look at different kinds of disasters, what they can do, and how to make things safer. You'll learn how to make a family emergency plan. Pack a kit and make sure you can talk to each other. Remember, knowing what to do is important. By taking the time to get ready, you're giving yourself and your family the power to handle anything. Disasters come in 2 main types, natural and human-caused. Natural disasters come from nature, like storms and earthquakes. Some happen slowly, like droughts, and some happen fast. Human-caused disasters happen because of people, sometimes by accident, sometimes on purpose. These can be things like big accidents or other bad stuff. Sometimes these 2 types mix. Like a wildfire can start from lightning, but get worse because of things people have done. By understanding the different kinds of disasters, we can see what we need to do to get ready. Part 2. Nature's Fury, dealing with natural disasters. Natural disasters, from hurricanes to wildfires, are dangerous. Hurricanes with strong winds and heavy rain can cause floods and knock out power. Earthquakes happen fast, shaking the ground and making buildings fall down. Wildfires, when it's dry and windy, can spread super fast. Floods, From too much rain can cover everything. These are just a few examples. It's important to know what kinds of natural disasters happen where you live and get ready for them. Part 3. The human element, human-caused disasters. Human-caused disasters, even though we can sometimes stop them, can be really bad. Accidents can put dangerous stuff in the air and water. Other bad things can hurt people and mess up our lives. Getting ready for these is different than getting ready for natural disasters. We can't always know when or how these things will happen, but we can still do things to be safer. Part 1. Making your family's safety plan, the emergency plan. A good family emergency plan is super important. It tells you what to do in a crisis. Get your family together. Everyone, no matter how young or old, should help make the plan. Talk about what could happen where you live. Talk about how to get out of your house and neighborhood. Pick a place to meet outside your home if you have to leave. Choose someone who lives far away that everyone can call. Write down your plan, keep it simple, and go over it regularly. Part 2. Planning your escape routes and safe spots. Leaving your home is sometimes the safest thing to do. Knowing how to get out and where to go can be really important. Find a few ways to get out of your house. Don't just use GPS, know other roads too. Practice these routes with your family. Pick safe spots near your home and further away. Find these places on a map. Keep a paper map in your emergency kit and save it on your phones. If you have pets, include them in your plan. Part 3. Talking to each other, staying in touch and knowing what's going on. During a disaster, talking to each other is important. Make a plan for how you'll stay in touch. Share phone numbers, emails, and social media info. Pick someone who lives far away that everyone can call. Have a weather radio that uses batteries or a crank in your emergency kit. Teach your kids how to use everything and practice what to do if you get separated. Staying connected helps everyone feel better and makes it easier to find each other again. Part 4. Everyone helps, working together as a team. In a disaster, everyone in the family helps. Giving everyone jobs based on what they can do makes things easier. Give your kids jobs they can do, like packing the emergency kit or putting away loose stuff. Have one person in charge of communication. Someone else can watch the weather reports. By working together, you're better prepared and everyone feels like they're helping. Your emergency kit. Making your emergency kit is a crucial step in ensuring your family's safety during unexpected emergencies. Whether it's a natural disaster, a power outage, or any other unforeseen event, having a well-prepared kit can make all the difference. An emergency kit is really important when things go wrong. It provides you with the necessary supplies to survive and stay comfortable until help arrives or the situation improves. Pick a strong, waterproof container, maybe one with wheels. This ensures that your supplies stay dry and are easy to transport if you need to move quickly. Water is super important. Have at least 1 gallon per person per day for drinking and cleaning. This amount ensures that everyone stays hydrated and can maintain basic hygiene. Choose food that doesn't need cooking, like canned goods, energy bars, and dried fruit. These items have a long shelf life and provide essential nutrients and energy. Don't forget a can opener and utensils. These tools are essential for accessing and consuming your food supplies. A first aid kit is really important too. It allows you to treat minor injuries and prevent infections. Make sure it has bandages, which are essential for covering wounds and preventing infections. Wipes, which help clean wounds and maintain hygiene, and pain relievers to manage any discomfort or injuries. And any medicines your family needs. This includes prescription medications and any over-the-counter drugs that are regularly used. Pack a weather radio with a crank so you can hear important news, even if the power goes out. Staying informed is crucial during emergencies. Pack extra batteries for flashlights and other things. These will ensure that you have light and power for essential devices when you need them most. Don't forget to include blankets and warm clothing. These items can keep you warm if you're exposed to cold weather or if you need to stay outside for an extended period. Personal hygiene items like soap, toothbrushes, and sanitary products are also essential. They help maintain cleanliness and prevent the spread of illness. Lastly, Pack important documents such as identification, insurance papers, and any other critical paperwork in a waterproof bag. This ensures that they remain safe and accessible. By taking the time to prepare your emergency kit now, you can ensure that you and your family are ready to face any unexpected challenges that come your way. Stay safe and be prepared. Making your kit fit your family. Making your kit just right. A basic emergency kit is good, but make sure it has what your family needs. Think about any special diets, allergies, or medical conditions. If you have babies, pack diapers, formula, and baby food. For older family members, pack extra medicine and copies of their medical records. If anyone has a chronic illness, pack lots of their medicine. Don't forget your pets. Pack pet food, water, a leash, and their vet records. And more than the basics, extra things for your kit. The things we talked about are the most important, but here are some other things that can help. A phone charger that uses a crank or the sun is great when the power is out. Pack some cash because ATMs might not work. A toolkit with a hammer, wrench, and screwdriver can be helpful. If you live somewhere cold, pack warm clothes and blankets. Check your kit regularly and make sure the food and medicine aren't expired. Staying connected when it matters. Emergency communication strategies. In times of crisis, having a reliable way to communicate can make all the difference. Whether it's a natural disaster, a power outage, or any other emergency, being prepared with effective communication strategies can help ensure the safety and well-beings of you and your loved ones. When a disaster hits, communication becomes super important. It's not just about staying in touch, it's about survival. Knowing where to go, what to do, and how to reach out for help can be life-saving. Emergency workers rely on radios and other communication tools to coordinate their efforts, while families use smartphones and other devices to stay connected. It helps us find information and lets our loved ones know we're okay. In the aftermath of a disaster, the first thing many people do is check their phones for updates and reach out to family members. This reassurance is crucial, especially for children who may be scared or confused. A simple message saying, "I'm safe," can bring immense relief. But disasters often mess up regular communication, so it's key to have a good plan. Traditional communication methods like landlines and cell towers can be disrupted, leaving people without a way to contact each other. This is why having a backup plan is essential. Consider alternative methods like satellite phones, walkie-talkies, or even ham radios. Choose someone who lives far away to be your family's contact person. This person can act as a central point of contact, relaying information between family members who may be separated. Make sure this person is aware of their role and has all the necessary contact information. Make sure everyone knows their phone number and address. It's also a good idea to write down important phone numbers and keep them in a safe place. In an emergency, you may not have access to your phone's contact list, so having a physical copy can be invaluable. Talk about different situations, like if you get separated. Discussing various scenarios and having a plan in place can help everyone stay calm and know what to do. Practice these plans regularly so that everyone is familiar with them. Decide on times and ways to check in, like texts or social media. Establishing regular check-in times can help ensure that everyone is accounted for. Use multiple methods of communication to increase the chances of getting through. And remember to check in with your contact person, even if just to say you're safe. Regular updates can provide peace of mind and help coordinate any necessary actions. In the end, being prepared with a solid communication plan can make all the difference in an emergency. Tech tools for emergencies using social media and apps. Social media and apps can be really helpful during a disaster. You can mark yourself safe on Facebook or Twitter so people know you're okay. There are also apps that give alerts, show shelter locations, and share important info. Learn how to use these before an emergency. Teach your kids how to use them too, and make sure they share accurate information. Technology can be a big help, but use it responsibly. When tech fails, other ways to communicate. Technology is great, but it's good to have a backup plan if your phone or internet doesn't work. Keep paper, pens, and markers in your kit. Teach your family how to write clear messages with their name and contact info. Pick a spot, like a community board, to leave messages. A weather radio with a crank can be a lifesaver. Walkie-talkies can also be helpful for talking to people nearby. Having different ways to communicate is always a good idea. Practicing makes perfect family practice drills. Imagine a fire alarm goes off at night. It's scary, right? You don't want to be figuring things out in that moment. That's why practice drills are important. Just like a hockey team practices, families need to practice too. Regular drills make your plans stronger. Start with a fire drill. Time how long it takes to get out of the house. Talk about what went well and what didn't. Try an earthquake drill. Practice drop, cover and hold on. Practice using flashlights if the power goes out. Practice calling your out-of-town contact person. Staying ready. Checking and updating your plan. Getting ready for emergencies is not a one-time thing. Like your car needs a tune-up, your plan needs updates. If you move, get a new pet, or a kid goes to university, your plan needs to change. Have a family meeting every year to review your plan. Check the dates on your kit supplies. Update contact info. Talk about anything you learned from past drills or real emergencies. This keeps your family ready for anything. Peace of mind, feeling safe and sound. Life is full of surprises, but we can feel better by being prepared. By following these steps, you're making your family safer. Remember that worried feeling when you thought about a disaster? Now you have a plan and that feels better. Knowing you're ready gives you peace of mind. But this isn't the end, it's an ongoing process. So get started now. Get your family together, make your kit, practice drills, and review your plan. Like this video, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe for more helpful tips. Stay safe, everyone.